This video is demonstrating some of the review problems. Your review problem may not have the same number that my review problem has, so keep that in mind as you're watching. So in this kind of problem, Dave O'Bannon earns $41,450 annually as line supervisor for Redwood Manufacturers. If the SUTA tax, which is your state unemployment tax rate, is 5.4% of the first 7,000, how much SUTA tax must Redwood pay each year for Dave? So in this case, he would have to pay SUTA tax on the whole 7,000 equals 5.4% times the 7,000. So he would need to pay $378 per year. Okay, for the next question, they want to know if the FUTA tax, that's the federal unemployment tax, which is less than the SUTA tax, if that one is 6.6%, 6.0% of the first 7,000 earned in a year minus the SUTA tax paid, how much FUTA tax must the company pay each year for Dave? So in this case, it's 6%, or you could say it's 0.6%. You can do it either way. You can say it's 0.6%, or you can say it's 6% and then subtract it. And it's 7,000. So it would be equals the 6% times the 7,000. And the other way you could do it is multiply it by 6% and then subtract these two when you're finished. But in this case, I will just add these two. So equals sum and add the two. Or you can just equals this one plus that one. So $420. Wait, I didn't need to add them. I'm sorry. It's just $42. And then check your work. And that's it. So in this problem, Carlos is paid $9,360 per month, and so far this year he's made $65,520. What will be his total deduction for Social Security and Medicare taxes on his next paycheck? Social Security is 6.2% of wages up to $113,000, which if you add these two together, and if you look at that sum, it's $74,880. So there's no way that he has met that $113,000. So far this year, so we're just going to calculate it on the amount that he made for this month. So it would be equals 9,360 times 6.2%. Okay, and that would be 580.32. Medicare is 1.45% of all wages, so we don't have to worry about it. It equals the total amount that he made this time times the 1.45% of 135.72, and then if you add those two together, you get 716.04, and then check your work. Okay, and again, so what I did was I just made sure that, because sometimes, and this is what makes it complicated, if your amount goes up to a certain point, you don't have to pay Social Security anymore. So once you've reached $113,700 for the year in total payments, then you don't have to pay any more Social Security tax. But you always pay Medicare on whatever you make. So that's what we did here. We calculated the 580.32 on what he made, 93.60 times the 6.2% because he had not met that 113,700 yet. And then we calculated the same 93.60 times the 1.45%, and then we added those together. Okay, in this type of problem, we're going to use a chart to find the amount of their federal income tax using the percentage method, which is a little different than just looking up on the chart the combined amount. So in this case, they made $475.96, and we're going to use the percentage method. He is single, and he does claim one. And the other thing that we need to know is that this is a weekly payroll. So you want to keep all of those factors in mind as you figure this out. So let's go to the first chart first. Okay, it is a weekly, and so for every allowance he claims, he gets to take off $75 from the amount that he made. So we'll put that 75 there, and we will want to subtract that. So we're actually calculating his taxes on the $400. So that's what we do with the first chart. Pretty simple. Then on the second chart, that's where we'll actually get the percentage that we're going to use. So he made $400. He is a single person. So we're going to use this one over here in the top left corner. And he made $400.96, which falls between $214 and $739. So he should pay $17.20 plus 15% of anything over $214. Okay, so to calculate that, I need to subtract first the 400 minus the 214, because that's going to be the excess that we're going to have to calculate. So he pays the 1720 plus 15%, so equals 186.96 times 15%. And then we add those two, 1720 plus the 2804. And it's $45.24. And then we go over here to see if that's correct. 45.24, and check our work. And it is correct. Okay, one of the things that I love about having an electronic book is that you can make snippings. You can use your snipping tool that comes with Windows and snip part of the textbook out so that you can look at it as you're working. In this case, I snipped a chart out that's at the very beginning of the chapter that talks about how you can calculate paychecks for different pay types, lengths of pay periods. So in this case, what we have here is we've got the monthly salary, but we don't have the I have something weird going on. Just a second, I'll hopefully fix that. Okay, so I put annual. I'm just going to label these. The next one's monthly, which they tell us is 1800, and the next one is semi-monthly, bi-weekly, and then weekly. So I'm going to label those so I kind of have an idea. Actually, I'm going to move this over here. And you can do it, organize it however you want, but it is important that you organize your information kind of on the spreadsheet. So most of these are calculated, determined by what our annual is. For instance, monthly is annual divided by 12, and semi-monthly is annual divided by 24, and bi-weekly is divided by 26, and then annual salary for weekly is 52 weeks in a year. And so if you're paid bi-weekly instead of twice a month, you get 2 more checks during the year, is what that amounts to. Okay, so and it's all dependent on what your annual is. So what we're going to do first is calculate our annual. And to do that, we would multiply our monthly times 12. Instead of divide, we're going to do the opposite and calculate that. And then we go down to semi, and we would equals your annual divided by the 24 payments a year, and then equals the annual divided by 26 payments a year, and then equals your annual divided by 52 weekly payments. And then I would format all of that because it tells you to the nearest dollars and percent. So format cells, and let's just do a number with 2 decimal places for dollars and cents. You don't have to actually do comma currencies. Okay, so then we need to input this. So 21,600 was the amount for our annual salary. They'd already given us our monthly. Our next one, our semi, was 900. And my next one was 830.77 for bi-weekly. And then weekly was 415.38. Okay, and then I want to check my work. And they're all accurate. I hope you can see by this demonstration that it really is helpful if you organize your information into a spreadsheet or on a sheet of paper first. End of video.